The rain stopped, at least for now, and it's looking pretty. I went ahead and planted those salvia here, Spring King, and the third one down yonder. And the dianthus somewhat in the front, those three dianthus. I think they're called Beauty's Kate or Kate's Beauty. I dug out most of those yellow daffodils. They just weren't the color that I thought they were going to be. It's squishy back here. So I dug most of them out. Ew, squish, squish. And I put them back here in the hidden garden. So they're back here now. So I did it in the rain. Planted them, dug them out, and planted them in the rain. They're a lot brighter. I thought they would be more of a golden yellow, and they're more of a bright yellow. And so I think they'll look good back here. I already had some back here, but I added them as well. The bleeding heart is really starting to grow. There's some of the little flowers. I broke a piece off by mistake, a major piece the other day, but it's okay. Think positive, that plant will be back next year. These tulips look so pretty with the water droplets on them. My Slim Whitman, with all the heat, unusual heat, and then the strong rainstorms we've been having, it's worn my Slim Whitman daffodils out, but they were beautiful. And the allium, Purple Sensation, are starting to get their, or have gotten their flower buds. That's the way it is in a garden. It's like an orchestra. Different instruments, different qualities, different times. They come in to play. Same thing with perennials. One perennial may stop blooming, and then here comes another one behind, like a musical instrument, to take its turn. And look at those peonies coming up. I planted those from bare root about 4 years ago. Here are some tulips that come back every year. Old faithfuls. On the deck, the autumn joy sedum is really starting to grow. Looking lovely. As well as the autumn joy sedum in this container, which will eventually probably end up in 3 separate containers over yonder in this faux shed I built years ago on that table I built. I'll probably end up putting them in 3 separate containers, the 3 separate pieces on that table. Plan, not a promise. And I put down here in a pot this native clematis because they said that it can do suckering. And so I figured I'd just put it in a container. That way I don't have to worry about it suckering. I like all the wood over in this area. I could be partial since I built them all. The table, the faux shed, the screen, wood screen in front of the air conditioner, but I just love wood. So, and of course the extension on top of the fence, I built that as well. I didn't put up the actual fence that goes around that was here before my husband bought the house. Cedar wood, my favorite. That's what a lot of this wood is. Down below, there are the Sugar Baby botanical tulips. They're closed up. And some Darwin tulips behind. Those should be Darwin. More down yonder. Here are some tulips that came back from the year before last. I planted them and they came back. Those tulips back there, between those heads, midget arborvitae. And that's more Millennium allium. I don't see the heads on this Millennium yet. Different. Oh, here's some down yonder. There's some of the heads. And these should be some of my old school Salome daffodils I planted years ago. They have a little dirt on them from the splashing from the rainstorm, but they're still lovely. I love salvia. It's one of my favorite perennials. If you have a problem with deer, which I don't, but if you have a problem with deer, they're deer resistant. It's just a plant that animals just tend not to like. It's not their first choice. I don't think it's their second choice either when they're hungry. But if they're really hungry, they eat just about anything, I guess. But I love it because it adds a shape and to the garden, a tall, slender shape that contrasts well with other plants. And then the colors tend to really complement other colors in the garden, salvia. I moved this Alexander Great Brunera, or as most people call it, Brunera, over here a few days ago. And it was surrounded by bishopsweed where it was, though there's some bishopsweed right behind it there. And it really started to bloom. So I think it's happy here. My hydrangeas have started to leaf out. This is the Gatsby Star Oak Leaf hydrangea. And I decided this year that once the blooms start to go brown, I'll probably just cut them off if they brown out early due to dry heat. And just because the leaves are so gorgeous in and of themselves, there's no need to look at those brown heads in summer. Limelight hydrangeas leafing out. Crocus roses, David Austin, have started to leaf out as well. What beautiful leaves. So beautiful. In the east garden, which is the front garden, the tulips and daffodils have held up pretty well, given the rainstorms we've had. The tulips are, I think they're Mystic Van Eyck. And then the daffodils are a mixture of ice follies. This should be the ice follies. And goblet, which has a more of a light yellow center. Very pretty. I knew they would bloom around the same time and have the same basic look, so. On either side of the steps for a welcoming feel. Look at those raindrops. So pretty. It's good to appreciate the small things in life. Big things don't happen too often, so it's good to appreciate the small things. And the vinca up here, aggressive but lovely, is blooming as well. Here are some old faithfuls up front that come there every year. They come back. This is Marie in Zone 6. Thanks for your interest in my garden, and toodles!